What's up, guys? Lance, the Obscure Movie Guy, coming to you once again with another fun-filled, fact-filled video that you probably won't care about, but we're going to do it anyways, trying to change the world one post at a time. And if you've been watching me, which you should, you'll notice my intro today was a little bit different because I'm going to be doing this video in association with Indie Horror Junkie. And the reason behind that is Rick Danford, who runs Indie Horror Junkie, has been a bit backlogged on getting some reviews out because he not only does the Indie Horror Junkie podcast, he also does the magazine, digital magazine, and they are ramping up for their 2025 Indie Horror Junkie Film Fest. So he's been a bit backlogged this year trying to get reviews out. So the movie we're talking about today was actually sent to him in August, but now's the right time to get the word out about it because it is a Christmas movie, aptly titled Curtains for Christmas.
Holly is a no-nonsense accountant. Jay is a toy maker with a heart of gold. But they both love Christmas. Can that love bring them together? This season, it's going to be curtains for Christmas.
It's curtains for you, I say. Curtains! Thanks. They might be a little long, though. That's all right. We can cut them down to size. Now, if that seemed ridiculous, well, that's because that's exactly what this movie is. It is ridiculous, and I mean that in the best way possible. This movie is an absolute blast to watch. Fellas, if you've ever had to sit down with your wife or girlfriend or significant other and had to sit through a terrible Hallmark, Netflix, Lifetime channel cheeseball of a Christmas movie, this movie is the perfect revenge to make them sit down with you and watch, because it is a parody of all of those crappy cheeseball movies. In fact, there is a movie within this movie that is aptly titled A Cheesy Christmas Movie.
Noel is a big city accountant coming home for the holiday. Chris is a small-time toy maker with a heart of gold. Can the spirit of Christmas bring them together? Tune in to the television premiere of A Cheesy Christmas, only on RDZ.
Now, to break this down, basically what you have is a character named Holly, who was played by Eileen Isley, and if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But she plays Holly, and Holly's all-time favorite Christmas movie is A Cheesy Christmas Movie. And like most cheesy Christmas movies in real life, it paints a picture of what holidays and Christmas is supposed to be and gives some sort of unfound reality that people try to live up to, but they will never get. And that is this exact predicament that Holly finds herself in. She has a vision in her head of what her life and what Christmas should be. And at the first sign of trouble with her boyfriend, when it doesn't seem like it's going to go that way, she immediately kills him. And for good cause, probably. In her own mind. She wants to set out to make the greatest Christmas ever for her life. And again, she has this unfound, unrealistic vision in her head that she wants to try and live up to. And she's going to make it happen whether people like it or not. Now, after killing her boyfriend, she sets out to go buy some new Christmas decorations and has a breakdown mentally that she's unaware of she's actually going through. So part of this is she goes out into the world and meets Jay while shopping for decorations at Christmas. And she immediately starts falling for Jay because the meetup that she has with him is very similar to the characters in A Cheesy Christmas Movie. Also aptly named Chris and Noel. So again, every character kind of has a play on a Christmas reference. I'm not 100% sure about Jay, but you have Holly, Chris, Noel, amongst others that we'll talk about here in a couple minutes. But she meets them, or meets Jay in this, again, kind of like a Christmas reference type thing that's a callback to her favorite Christmas movie, A Cheesy Christmas Movie. So she immediately starts falling for this guy, Jay. But again, her psychosis is also starting to break down. So her conscience, some formality thereof is represented by a rat named Dominic. Now, I can only imagine that Dominic is in reference to the Christmas song Dominic, the Italian Christmas Donkey. And if not, great name anyways. And I loved Dominic throughout this film. It actually reminded me a lot of Roger from American Dad.
Oh, Haley, you are the best. Now what else we got here? Chocodiles. Haven't tried those.
Unfortunately for Holly, as the movie progresses, she finds out that Jay is married and has a child, but she is determined to take anybody out in her way of making a relationship work and having the greatest Christmas ever. And this is all done to the extreme. We're talking ridiculous murders, kidnapping, skin wearing. It is extreme, and it is done all as a parody of the ridiculousness of actual Christmas movies. A lot of the stuff in this movie is predictable, not only from a Christmas standpoint, but even from a horror standpoint, and it's all done on purpose. The storytelling is a bit generic. It's supposed to be. Any terrible Christmas movie that you've watched is pretty formulaic in its storytelling and very generic. The dialogue is predictable, and again, it's supposed to be. Terrible Christmas movies often run with the same cheeseball lines as all of the other ones. So everything is done with a predictable purpose, and that's the beauty behind this film. You know, Radzinski knows how ridiculous most Christmas movies are, and on the flip side of that, a lot of horror movies are also kind of ridiculous. So it plays as a parody kind of on both, because all of the typical tropes that you would run into with a standard horror film, you also run into in this film. And again, on the flip side of that coin, the tropes you run into with terrible Christmas movies, you run into this, but it mixes so well in a very obscure cohesiveness that it's completely enjoyable to watch. And a couple of other players in the film is Jess Oler and Jessa Flux. We see once again as a couple of, as a reference to Home Alone. They are a couple of robbers who steal people's stuff during Christmas and try to flood their houses by clogging up the drains, much like the wet bandits in Home Alone. And then as another reference to Home Alone, in a cheesy Christmas movie, there's this subplot with rats, and they are named Harry and Marv. So there's Christmas references and Christmas movie references sprinkled throughout this whole film. And then there's the horror aspect of it with Holly going on these ridiculous kills. The production value is actually pretty good. I was really surprised with this film. I have no idea what the budget was. I don't have a lot of background information on the movie. I don't know if it was crowdfunded. The little bit of research I did, I've pretty much told you about. So I don't know if it was crowdfunded, what the budget was, but everybody did a really good job with everything involved. The special effects, most of them are all practical special effects. They're actually done pretty good and pretty convincingly. And the kills themselves, each kill is a little bit different than the last. So you're not stuck with like a Michael Myers or Jason type thing where he's either always using a butcher knife or always using a machete. Each one is a little different. Icicle to the eye, candy cane to the throat. And then she does beat someone to death with a crowbar. That's a good shock kill because of who the character was. I don't want to give anything away. I was kind of surprised they went that route because I was like, damn, I didn't think of all the people that would die. She would do that to them, but holy crap. And that's pretty good. Most good horror films have one good shock kill, whether it be shocking in who the character was or how the character was killed. And in this case, it was both. You're surprised by who the character was that gets killed and the brutality behind it. So Steve did a really good job directing this, and him and Eileen did a really good job writing it. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm telling you guys, if you've ever had to sit down and watch some crap on Netflix or Hallmark or Lifetime, some terrible cheeseball, and it's exactly why he calls it a cheesy Christmas movie, the movie within the movie. It's because they're terrible, they're formulaic, and this is a perfect revenge film for you to sit down with your wife, spouse, significant other, whoever, and make them sit through what you've had to sit through. And the reaction that they have is probably similar to the reaction you've had while watching some Mario Lopez, Lindsay Lohan garbage on Lifetime. Sorry, I hate Christmas movies. I'm not a Christmas guy to begin with. This is about as festive as I get. And this movie was perfect for me in every way as far as how I look at Christmas. So Steve, Eileen, you both did a really good job. I want to thank you guys for sending the information to Rick over at Indie Horror Junkie. Rick, I want to thank you for sending me the link and allowing me to go ahead and do this for you guys, with you guys. And I look forward to more stuff coming down the pipeline. So guys, like, subscribe, comment to my YouTube channel. You can go check out Steve Rosinski on YouTube. You can like and subscribe there. He's got the trailer for this. Look for Curtains for Christmas on your streaming platforms this holiday season. Be sure to check it out. It is a great time, and I will see everybody in the next video.